How much of your peace have you sacrificed just to hold on to the illusion of control? We tell ourselves that if we control every detail, every conversation, every outcome, we'll finally feel safe, certain, secure. But let's be honest, has it ever truly worked that way? Or has it only made us exhausted, anxious, and disconnected? If you're tired of carrying the burden of control, today's conversation is for you. This is not just about letting go. It's about reclaiming your peace, your power, and your sense of self-worth. Because real strength isn't found in controlling everything around you. It's found in mastering what's within you. Every time we fight for control, it's not because we're built to be controlling. It's because deep down we're scared. Scared that if we loosen our grip, everything will fall apart. That if we don't manage it, we'll lose the people we love, the respect we've earned, the stability we've built. But the truth is, control is just the mask fear wears to look capable. We're not micromanaging because we're confident, we're doing it because somewhere inside we don't trust that life will catch us if we fall. That someone will stay if we don't orchestrate the perfect conditions for them to remain. That we'll survive the chaos if things don't go our way. It's a story we tell ourselves. That by keeping everything tight and orderly, we'll somehow feel safe. But has that ever worked? The more we control, the more paranoid we become. We stop seeing people for who they are and start seeing them as risks we need to manage. We stop enjoying the moment and start preparing for its collapse. And in that frantic attempt to secure our world, we lose the one thing that truly makes us feel alive, the freedom to just be. The alternative isn't recklessness. It's courage. The courage to admit that fear is driving us. The courage to face it head on and say, even if I can't control it, I'll be okay. That's the quiet power of surrender, and it takes more strength than clinging ever did. Think of every time someone tried to control you, whether it was a parent, a partner, or a friend. How did it feel? Did it make you love them more? Did it bring you closer? Or did it push you away, make you question yourself, dim your spirit? When we are the ones doing the controlling, we rarely see that impact. We think we're helping, protecting, guiding. But from the other side, control feels like mistrust, feels like confinement. And in relationships, nothing suffocates love faster than the belief that we're not trusted to show up as we are. When you control someone, you're not loving them, you're managing them. And love doesn't flourish in management, it flourishes in acceptance. The irony is that the more you control, the less control you actually have, because people start rebelling, withdrawing, or pretending just to keep the peace. And that's not real connection, that's performance. If you want real intimacy, if you want bonds that breathe, you have to be brave enough to let people be who they are, even if it scares you. Because only when they feel safe to show up fully will they choose you freely, not out of pressure, but out of genuine connection. When we grip tightly onto control, it's not just about fear, it's about scarcity. Somewhere along the way, we absorbed the belief that there isn't enough. Not enough love to go around, not enough opportunities, not enough respect, not enough time. And when you live from that mindset, everything feels urgent, competitive, desperate. You start to believe that if you don't secure it, someone else will. If you don't hold on to that person, they'll drift away. If you don't dictate the outcome, life will betray you. But the truth is, the things that are truly meant for us, they don't require a stranglehold. They don't need you to orchestrate every move. Love, respect, opportunities, they flow toward those who are open, not those who are clutching out of fear. When you release the idea that everything is scarce, you step into a mindset of abundance, where even if something doesn't go your way, there is more ahead. More love, more joy, more paths to fulfillment. You stop seeing every setback as a catastrophe and start seeing it as a redirection. And ironically, that's when life starts giving you more, because you're finally making space to receive it. We've been taught that power comes from having a firm grip, from always having a plan, from making sure no one can surprise us. But real power? It's in flexibility. It's in knowing that you can bend without breaking. The strongest people aren't the ones who control everything. They're the ones who can adjust, who can flow with life's changes without losing themselves. There is something magnetic about a person who doesn't panic when things shift, who doesn't crumble when life doesn't follow their script. That's because they've learned that control is an illusion, but adaptability is real strength. The paradox is that when you let go, you actually feel more powerful because you're no longer chained to a single outcome. You're free to evolve, to grow, to pivot, and that's where real confidence lives. When you're caught in the cycle of controlling everything, you don't even notice how much of your life you're missing. Your mind is constantly racing, constantly strategizing for the next step, the next solution, the next possible threat to your peace. And in all that forward thinking, you're robbing yourself of the very moment you're living. It's like attending a concert but never hearing the music because you're too busy planning how you'll beat the traffic leaving the venue. How often have you sat across from someone you care about, only to find that your mind is somewhere else? Rehearsing a conversation you haven't had yet, obsessing over how to make sure they won't hurt you. And in doing that, you're not actually with them, you're with your fears, your defenses, your control. Letting go of control is the only way back to the present. Because when you surrender the obsession with outcomes, you start to feel the moments as they happen. You laugh a little deeper, you listen more intently, you feel love in its purest form. Not as a transaction you have to maintain, but as a gift you're receiving. Control will always keep you hostage in the future, in the anxiety of what could go wrong. But presence, that's where joy lives. That's where connection breathes. That's where you rediscover that peace was never in the plan. It was always in the moment. What most people don't realize is that letting go of control is the ultimate act of self-trust. It's easy to believe that if we don't control it, it'll fall apart because secretly, we're scared we won't know how to handle the fallout. But imagine living with the certainty that no matter what happens, you have your own back. That you are resourceful enough, strong enough, worthy enough to navigate whatever life throws your way. That's what letting go gives you. Tells the world and yourself that you don't need guarantees because you are the guarantee. You don't need a perfect plan because you trust yourself to adapt. You don't need to anticipate every outcome because you know that even if things break, you know how to rebuild. That's a confidence no one can take from you. Control doesn't just steal your peace. It steals your joy. Every time you choose control, you're sacrificing the chance to feel light, to be spontaneous, to genuinely enjoy the moment without rehearsing the next move. Think about it. How many times have you stood on the edge of a happy experience, but couldn't let yourself fully dive in because you were too busy thinking, what if this doesn't last? What if they change? What if I'm wrong to trust this? Control tricks us into thinking we're preserving happiness, but what we're really doing is placing it under lock and key, where it can't breathe, can't evolve, can't grow. And in that prison, joy suffocates. The real, unfiltered, unpolished joy of life comes when you release the death grip on how things should be and start embracing how they are. That's when laughter is louder. That's when conversations become deeper. That's when love feels real, not forced. Control is heavy, joy is light. And the only way to carry joy with you is to stop trying to control its source. You have to let experiences, people, and emotions come and go in their own time, without forcing them to fit the script you wrote in your head. Because the truth is, the most beautiful moments in life are never scripted. They're spontaneous, imperfect, and fleeting. And that's what makes them precious. There's something deeply dignifying about letting go of control. It's not weakness. It's not surrender in the way we usually think about it. It's self-respect. It's the refusal to beg, to chase, to manipulate outcomes just to feel loved or validated. It's the bold declaration that, I am enough as I am, and if that's not enough for someone, I'm willing to walk away. Letting go is reclaiming the energy you waste on trying to be chosen, trying to be irreplaceable, trying to be indispensable. Instead, you become the kind of person who says, I don't need to control you to keep you. I trust that if you value me, you'll stay. And if you don't, that tells me everything I need to know. That's where your worth stops being negotiable. That's where you stop living in fear of being left behind and start living in the confidence that you'll always have yourself whole, complete, and unapologetically you. So let me ask you this. What have you been holding on to so tightly that it's been holding you back instead? If today's message sparked something inside you, share your thoughts in the comments. What is one thing you're committing to release today? I want to hear from you. If you found this conversation valuable, don't forget to like the video, share it with someone who needs this reminder, and subscribe for more content that speaks to your strength, your heart, and your growth. And before you go, tell me in the comments, what topic do you want me to cover next? Let's keep this powerful conversation going.